Now, there are hard questions where if there are psychologists or, Raqi is watching this video who are Islamic spiritual healers, first question is, now all we can go by is the DSM-5. The DSM-5 is a man-made book. It is only to the limit of the furthest update and upgrade of human discovery to this point. It does not have all the answers. Yes, it's a good and helpful guide to use at this moment. It's quite a good list of criterion to go by and statistics and diagnostics to run when you're dealing with cluster B personality disorders. However, at the end of the day, there's a few questions that are very difficult that we need answers to. And the first question is, if it is a personality disorder acquired from childhood, not born with, it's a trauma and has developed as a weapon and a shield to defend the child and help them survive. How can they, A, know what they are doing because they know, and B, how can they switch it on and off? So that means they get to choose when they're being an asshole and when they're not. How is this possible if it is a mental disorder and they cannot help the way they behave? An insane person will not have any ability to switch it on and off. And is this switching on and off when they allow an entity to possess them? How does this work exactly? They can easily switch between faking morality, putting up this facade to seduce people, behaving a certain way in the outside world in front of strangers and other people, and behaving another way behind closed doors with you. Now, of course, not everybody is, the same person outside as they are at home. However, the discrepancy between who the NPD is outside and at home is like completely two different people, the Jekyll and Hyde phenomena. So if it's a personality disorder, then how can they help switching it on and off? That is the question A. The question B is, does this then make them mentally ill? So if it's mentally ill, then shouldn't they be put in an institution like an asylum? Why would they then be called to account for their actions if they cannot help it? Why will they then be punished by incarceration, being thrown into jail or being arrested or being, going under the Civil Criminal Act law, whatever that is? Of course, in Saudi Arabia, it would be the Sharia law where they would either have a limb chopped off depending on if they stole or if they hurt or raped or, their necks, their heads chopped off, whatever it is. What is the criminal law and consequence, the justice for a narcissist when they do exhibit widespread criminal behavior? Because they are criminals. They are people who do not follow the law, and they will bend the law to suit their needs, and they will bend everything in their reality to suit their needs, including you. And question C is, if they are insane Islamically and the pen has lifted. So we know that the pen has lifted from the person while they are sleeping, a child before they reach the age of tamyiz, which is cognitive faculty and reasoning or maturity, and the third person is an insane person. So if they are mentally ill, does this mean that the pen has lifted from the narcissist and that their deeds are no longer being recorded? Therefore, we cannot hold them to account for what they do. Because, as we mentioned in question A, they can switch this on and off. So they have control of it. And they know the damage they are doing. Because they do it to some and not to others. They do it sometimes and not all the time. So these are lots of questions which modern psychology and the DSM-5 do not answer. And given the information that we have at our disposal through Islam and the Holy Scripture, the Quran and Hadith, and all of the evidence that we have of spiritual possession, can we then say that they are sometimes possessed, not always, or is it a constant possession that is then riled up into a fervor every time the demon acts out in them? And does this person have any agency over this demon and their demonic possession, or can it be cured? So, lots of very hard-hitting and big questions, and I'm hoping that, someone watching this will come forward with an answer. Anyway, I hope you all stay safe. May Allah protect all of you who are dealing with this and heal all of you who have left this abusive relationship, and grant you sanctity, succor, and salvation and safety from such personalities in future. Hopefully my channel will help identify all of the criterion that a narcissistic person with NPD actually meets, so that when you meet them, you know exactly to run the other way. Thank you so much for joining me. All the best. Assalamu alaikum and goodbye.